If you ever wondered what $300 of virtue signaling looks like, there we go. Well, actually, it's $299. I do not like to provide misinformation. Now, I do find it fascinating that Fox News is reporting positively on video games because when I grew up, every time there was a tragedy in the United States, whether there was a shooting, whether there was a fight, whatever you want, Fox News would be the first out of the scene and blame video games. Usually GTA was the main suspect. Turns out later on I found out that Rockstar actually spent money in order for Fox News to talk bad stuff about GTA in order to increase their sales, and apparently it worked. So the question is, do we have something similar happening to Hogwarts? Was the publisher spending money in order to create this artificial controversy in order to sell more sales? I would say no. I definitely do not think so. Although it looks very plausible, it's just thinking after the fact. I do not think that a company was that culturally savvy to understand that if they try to use the backlash the other way, it might actually sell more copies. What I do think is happening, however, is that the biggest streamers on Twitch are getting bullied by their own communities. So you have Hassan Piker and many others who will not stream this game. And because of that, little streamers, the tiny streamers, they are not being bullied by their own communities. So they are going to stream it, which causes the subscribers from people like Hassan Piker to go to the little streamers. And it's good business for them. Very sad for the big streamers. I wonder if Hassan Piker plays this game the same way people watch porn. Because I'm pretty sure he's going to play it, but he can't play it on stream, right? So do you think he's going to lock the door and pull the drapes, put the towel over the camera, and then start playing the game where no one knows? Because that would be hilarious. Let's put it like that. So yeah, clearly cancel culture did not manage to stop this game. It's quite hilarious because I'm looking at the cope from some activists on Twitter and they're saying gamers betrayed us. I'm sorry, gamers did not betray you by playing the game, right? Gamers told you from the very beginning that they were going to play the game. I mean, the announcement was made the moment you started complaining about it. Because the reality is that it's an okay game. I'm not saying it's perfect, okay? It's not mind-blowing, but it's a functioning game. And the targeted audience for it, which is most likely children, they probably do find it mind-blowing. Especially the fans of the franchise, if they still exist, they will get a video game that's true to the IP, that is for them. I noticed that the developers put a lot of love in the aesthetics of the game. They try to make it as close to the original franchise, which is what most people actually want. We do not want diversity, we do not want representation. We want that when you make a game after an IP, you actually stay true to the soul of that IP, because that's why we're purchasing the game. And, the controversy would just added a little kick. I think that even if the whole transgender issue didn't exist, the game would still manage to sell. Would it be #1 single-player game on Twitch? Probably not, but hopefully other companies are going to notice that a different type of marketing is available. You do not have to cater to the identity politics in order to the left-leaning identity politics in order to sell your game. In fact, we noticed that companies that do that often don't end up selling. Perfect example would be Battlefield World War II, right? Where they put, in a World War II scenario, they put a woman with a bionic arm on the box, completely ruining immersion. That game ended up not selling. Meanwhile, this one apparently works. So, as you can see, it broke records after it became the most streamed single-player game ever on the platform. And this is despite the aggressive cancellation of J.K. Rowling, which, by the way, also came out and said that despite the fact that people tried to cancel her, she's still making a lot of money. The creator has been called transphobic, erasing the concept of sex. Activists made multiple attempts to cancel the game ahead of its launch. And by the way, I already said why it's such a bad idea to have this type of boycott. Like, you should only have boycotts when you're 100% sure you're going to succeed. In the case of Battlefield World War II, for example, it was obvious that the game would fail because it was also bug-ridden. So just by looking at the trailers, by looking at things and noticing what the developers are doing, and the fact that it was also a little bit of reskin of previous games, you could tell, yeah, the sales are going to be bad anyway, but if people say they're going to boycott it, it's going to look like they're actually a force to be reckoned with. So if you're positioning yourself as an activist, if you're trying to speak for a cause, make sure you do not boycott something unless you're 100% sure it's going to be successful. Because when you fail to boycott it, or even worse, the game happens to be a massive success, it shows that you have absolutely no power. So the next time you're going to try to pressure a company in order to cater to your demands, they're going to go like, who are you? Like, what are you doing here? What power do you have? Oh, I see. But even that couldn't stop the game, according to Fox News. Hogwarts Legacy celebrated news Thursday, sharing that Hogwarts Legacy became the #1 player on Twitch. They really like to brag this in. Fox News really likes to put this in. Post received almost 100,000 likes on Twitter, with many users saying that they were excited to play the game. Haven't had this much fun on a game in ages. Yeah, because it actually caters to the fans. I mean, it's true to the IP, from what I could see on the trailer. A number of gamers, journalists, and influencers also celebrated the game's success. So now that the boycott of Hogwarts Legacy failed, one popular Twitch streamer wrote, Reddit is now just spanning spoilers for the game. Yeah, I seen this happening, which also hilarious, thinking that people really care, but okay. The media also did their part to try to label the game as racist and transphobic. Well, you know, you're just signaling to companies, if you do that, you're signaling to companies that people want to buy racism and transphobia, right? Like when you're doing this type of idea, like this type of boycott, and it shows to the companies, oh, look how successful it is, they're not going to make racist and transphobic games, but at the same time, they might try like a little bit of a more edgy joke. You know, they might try to push the limit a bit more in order to cause the same activists to spurg out so that the sales go their way. Like, this is what I would do if I was a company right now. I would be like, okay, you know, South Park Season 1, what type of jokes did it have? Oh, a little bit too edgy. Let's go to South Park Season 5. And let's take some of the jokes from there and put them in our game. Like, hopefully, you know, some activist, some social justice warrior is going to get upset, and then it's going to drive our sales. The mainstream media continue to amplify false narratives. And as you can see, Harry Potter game branded as a genocide simulator. Like, this is so ridiculous. Like, do you know how many video games are genocide simulators? I mean, Civilization. Civ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 6. All of them are genocide simulators. Grand strategy games, Rome Total War. Like, you can go through the strategy genre and almost all of them fit the bill. It's a video game. It's fiction. Like, you're not trying to say it's bad. You know, like, some people are attracted to that. I mean, most games are murder simulators. Like, this is so fucking weird. I'm on Fox News, and Fox News is praising the game, but I find, like, some leftist outlet saying that the game is a murder simulator, which is what Fox News used to do when I was growing up. You know, they were saying, oh my god, GTA, murder simulator. Doom was another game that was a big problem for them. So, like, seeing how the situations after, how the left wing is now crying over video games, while right-wingers are happy, it's very interesting, isn't it? Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.